This is another retro video from the Junkman. This is what our farm looked like in about the year 2000. The person narrating is my own mother, taking the camera around and showing off our equipment. Enjoy!
Cab of the combine. Not all the comforts of home, but it's pretty nice in here. It's got a radio, air conditioning, and it's nice and quiet. And that's a window to the inside of the bin, so as it fills up with grain, once it gets past the window, then there's a little alarm up there that tells you when the bin is full and it's time to unload it into the truck. This is our newest tractor. It's a Cat Challenger. We just replaced a John Deere tractor with this one. Dan will be drilling with this, putting our wheat crop for next year. We'll be starting that probably next week sometime. We're pretty excited about this. Our last tractor was a wheeled tractor, and this one, as you can see, is on tracks. There aren't very many farmers in the area that farm on tracks, and so this is pretty exciting for us. We're pretty proud of it. It's a used one also. We don't buy anything new. We buy them and fix them up, and hopefully we didn't buy a lemon. We'll find out after we've used it for a while. We cleaned it all up, and it's not luxurious, but it's a nice cab, and it should be pretty much fun to operate. I'm looking forward to it because I'll be pulling a grain cart behind this in a couple weeks when we start our milo harvest. This is our John Deere. This is a 3010. We use this for pushing around snow and doing some grass leveling. We've got a mower on the back of it. This was used to do this is one of the tractors that used to do all the farming on the place, but it's kind of in retirement now. We just use it for small jobs. This is a 1958 Snow Go snow blower. Dan got it from the Texas Highway Department. We've had it probably for about 10-15 years. Used to take it up north and plow the roads clear so we could get up to feed the cattle. The snow is fed in to a big hole in the center there by these augers, and it gets blown out the top. There's a little chute there, and the snow just goes flying out up into the air. Kind of looks like an old faithful geyser. It has probably less than 10,000 actual miles on it, so it's pretty much in new condition. The paint's a little faded because it's always been sitting out, but it's kind of a neat machine. Mainly it was just a toy Dan wanted, and he doesn't want to part with it. He just thinks it's kind of cute. So we haven't had very many winters that we've had to use it, but we've played with it around in the yard, and we've had enough to blow. And just right off to the side here is our milo crop for this year. We've had a real dry summer, and it's not a very good crop. As with most of the farmers in the area, we're kind of disappointed in it, but that's all part of the risks of farming. And everybody always has hope the next year is going to be better. These are grain carts. The combine, we hook these onto the tractor, and the combine dumps in the auger. It dumps 500 bushel in here, and then this auger folds up that's on the right here. That'll fold up in the air, and then I pull up to the truck and unload in the truck. So I drive back and forth with this from the combine to the truck so that the combine or the truck don't have to drive one another during harvest. This is an old baler. We don't use it anymore. It makes little square bales. These are a couple of field cultivators, and they are is just what they look like. They've got little feet or blades on the bottom of them, and it's kind of like a big hoe. It cuts the weeds off at the roots, and then it kind of levels the ground out and gets the field ready to plant the crop in. Right behind here, this is ready to sow wheat. It's all, you clean the weeds off and level it up, and then we'll look at the drill here in a little while, and you'll see the piece of machinery that we use to drill the wheat. It's our motor grader. Dan uses that for building terraces. We got a couple more Fieros up there. Grain trailer behind the semi. We unhook the machinery trailer and then hook the grain trailer up for harvest. The combine trailer. We have two different farms that are 30 miles from here, and we don't like to road the combine that far. So there's the front end of the hitch. We hook that up to one of our big trucks, and first you drive the combine on. The big wheels go in these back little cradles here, and the back wheels go on those flat platforms, and we haul the combine over behind the truck. That way you have your machine and then something to haul the grain away. And this mean looking machine here is called a ripper. It's, you pull this about 18 inches to 24 inches in the ground. It kind of loosens the soil up to eliminate compaction from the tractors. Dan pulls this with his Cat Challenger that he got last year. Looks like a pretty nasty machine when you've got it all rigged up, but it really does a great job. This is our other Cat Challenger. This is a 75C. It's the second to the largest model of tractors that Cat makes. Had this for about a year. This is our main workhorse tractor. Behind it he's got a 32-foot field cultivator, similar to the one that was out in the pasture, or this one's just bigger than the other one. This is the disc that we use. We pull behind the big tractor that I just showed you. Dan got this at a farm auction 2 winters ago. He paid $500 for this machine. It is, I'm not sure how wide it is. The blades on it are 24-inch blades. We replaced all of the blades on this machine, had several different bearings, and had some welding and different repairs to do to this, and we probably have about $5,000 or $6,000 in it with the repairs we've made, but to buy a new one of these is probably about $35,000, so it pays to go to auctions and do a lot of the work yourself, which is what we do with pretty much everything we have on the farm. It's a corn head or a row crop head that we fixed up, go on the combine. This is Dan riding on one of the motorcycles he just got about a week ago. It's a trials bike. This bike is mainly designed for going slow up obstacles, over logs, rocks. It's not really built for speed. To ride this bike, it mostly just takes skill and balance. Johnny's into motocross riding, but they decided they needed some trials bikes to go try that now, so maybe they'll have some fun in the summertime with those. We're set up to start cleaning the wheat that we're going to be drilling this fall. This is the way we've got it all set up. The seed wheat is in this bin. We'll stick an auger in there, and it dumps into a little hopper that's in the back of this machine. This machine will tumble. The wheat comes down through the center tube, and it drops down into that great big outer tube, and it comes down out right there. It'll drop down into a hopper, which will then go up into this auger, into the truck, and we'll have a truckload of clean wheat to put in the drill for drilling. The trash comes out this little chute here, the stuff that we won't be using, and then the smaller fines and cracked kernels go on the ground, and we just dispose of those. Takes us about an hour, hour and a half to clean a truckload of wheat. And this truck is the truck that John and I take to town when we're harvesting. Dan drives the semi and the other big tandem truck that we have. This is our other grain truck that we use. We'll also be hauling the combine on the combine trailer that I showed earlier. There's a hitch on the back. I guess the mud flap's covering it up. There's the hitch that we'll hook the other trailer up to and pull the combine. This truck hauls 700 to 800 bushels of wheat at a time. This is the piece of equipment. It's a grain drill. This is what we drill the wheat with. The seed goes in these hoppers. It's in 3 sections. When this is folded out, it's 30 feet wide. And it has half of the box holds seed and half of it holds fertilizer. It's run by sprockets and chains that turn little feed cups on the bottom. The fertilizer runs through the back tubes, and the seed comes down the front ones. It drops down the little slot that the blades cut, and the back wheels cover it up, and it does that all in one pass across the field. It's our other John Deere tractor and loader. It's a 4020. This tractor was bought new by Dan's granddad. This is a tractor we probably won't ever get rid of. We'd like to restore it someday too.